Like, comment, and subscribe.
Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at NBNRPodcast.com.
We have a saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
Get mad when you gonna get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Go Big Red indeed. No block, no rock. Season 4, episode 39, coming at you from the Nebraska Brewing Company barrel room. I almost said tap room. We are in the barrel room, fellas. Don't get it twisted. Seeing as Connor Kavalak's own Nebraska Brewing Company is one of our primary sponsors, let me take a minute and talk about the Pickle Fight beer.
I knew you were drinking it.
Of course, you know I'm drinking it. You can smell it coming off.
You tried to convince me otherwise.
Smell the pickle. Smell the pickle, baby. Coming in here every week, every Monday, getting that Pickle Fight on tap. No regrets.
No regrets.
What are you laughing about over there? What, you don't like my Pickle Fight, Connor?
I think the smell the pickle thing was what kind of got me.
What are you drinking?
You know, it's the Pilsner.
I have to ask.
It's still around. It's not in cans right now, unfortunately, but I am enjoying it while I've got it. So, Mr. Kyle Byers, what are you drinking?
I am enjoying myself an EOS Hefeweizen along with some hot buffalo pretzels.
What's that mix like? Is that a good mix?
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of like sweet and salty almost.
Savory.
But we've also got some Hurrdat Sports bar food over there on pizza. What's it called? The sweet heat?
That was the sweet heat pizza, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Don't forget about my corn nuggets.
Yeah, you got the corn nuggets over there too.
With the dipping sauce.
Yes.
Yeah. And real quick, while I'm on the topic of Hurrdat Sports Bar, Wednesday, all proceeds from open to close are going to be going to tornado victims. And I just want to say, the Hurrdat Sports squad, we spent a day today helping a lady out in Blair. And it was one of the most tragic things that I've ever seen. And so if there's any way that you can give back, any way at all, I would encourage you to do so. Even if that's going to get some delicious wings or sweet heat pizza at Hurrdat Sports Bar on Wednesday, we encourage you to do so because your neighbors need the help very badly. So
say that again. Spend your money at the Hurrdat Sports Bar when?
On Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep. Closed to open. All proceeds go to tornado victims.
I'll also drop. I believe we're going to keep running this for at least a couple more days. If you have goods that you want to donate, NBC is a drop-off point. We've actually, I think as of right now, donated like 10 or 12 pallets of stuff. I think 5 pallets of water. If you just have goods you want to donate, drop them here. After you drop them here, Hurrdat Sports Bar is only like a mile down the road.
Yeah.
So you can do both at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So heavily encourage it. Like Kyle said, your neighbors need you.
Yep.
Okay. Mike, beer, what?
Just a reminder, the Nebraska Brewing Company is on 108th and Harrison here in La Vista, Nebraska. So if you have goods, bring it here to the brewery itself. What am I drinking? Earlier when I got in here, I had Squeeze the Day because that's back on tap and the sun is out and it felt right. But then I had to switch for the pod beer. I had to get Good Game because, boys, we watched a good spring game. There was not a lot of cons in the spring game, and this beer is good. And the game was good.
It encapsulates.
Yes. So, yes, I had to switch a Good Game because that's a good beer for a good game.
Okay. So, Hurrdat Sports Bar on Wednesday.
Yep.
You come
both
here.
locations, La Vista
Both
and
locations.
Gretna.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Connor, help me out. World class.
In every glass.
All right. Now, fellas, red, white, shootout, overreaction, overanalysis. What? Okay, actually, Chief Borders enters the portal.
That's new.
It's surprising. I don't know how much we want to really get into that. I just remember Matt Rule. It was a little over a week ago, I believe, really singing his praises. And I don't know if it's because he was kind of sensing Chief was wanting to leave and he kind of wanted to drop a little nugget to give him some hope or keep him on the roster. I don't know. But we hear about this literally 10 minutes ago, and it's a little surprising. Didn't hear his name at all during the spring game.
He didn't play in the spring game.
Yeah.
Nope.
So looking back in hindsight, it's like, okay, I guess I can see it, but it's a little surprising.
Well, especially after Matt Rule's comments at the press conference after the spring game, he was talking about other teams trying to poach players. And he did mention the quote, if the money is that much, I can't tell him not to take it. And so maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe he's saying his praises too much. The other teams came a calling. I don't know.
Right, but then he doesn't play. It's like, well,
there were a lot of starters that didn't play in that game.
Yeah. Well, and he's another one of those guys that has a lot of reps and has been around and battled injuries and whatnot. So maybe. But yeah, that's kind of weird. It's surprising to me because he just did an interview with like the Nebraska media team and talked about why he likes giving back and all that stuff with Nebraska. And then, of course, feels very like Wandale Robinson like to me, where it's just like, yeah, we kind of gave you the face. Like you're the face of one of the faces of the program, and you just up and leave. It's kind of weird.
I think what's important to recognize is that he's not gone at the moment. He's in the portal. He's not gone at the moment.
He's gone.
He gone.
Likely he is.
He's gone.
But I don't think Matt Rule's the kind of guy that's was it Sarkisian that said like you enter the portal like you're not welcome back here. I don't think Matt Rule's going to be that kind of guy.
No, Jamari Butler went in the portal last year and came back.
Yeah. So Chief Borders in the portal, but not necessarily gone as of this current moment.
Again, don't really want to keep harping on that. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Bye,
Chief. Because Chief has. Fellas, let's not beat around the bush, even though we just kind of did. Quarterbacks on Saturday. Tell me, I got my thoughts, but I want to throw it to any one of you. Ooh. Jump in. Quarterback play. What'd you take away? What's up?
Okay. Let me try to play this one a little bit. I think Matt Rule is our sticky situation of the week for Benson Honey Farms.
Ooh.
You know why?
I'm interested to see where you go with this.
Because after watching the quarterback competition in person, I would say that's a sticky situation.
Oh, yeah.
Harburg looked like he took a step forward, and Dylan Raiola looked the part.
Everything we expected.
Everything that we were promised, he delivered. He looked poised and just, he looked like why he was rated as high as he was. And yes, so I would say Matt Rule has a sticky situation ahead of him going into the fall. Let me tell you a little bit about Benson Honey real quick.
Yeah. Let's be
Tell us about that sticky situation.
Yes, if you want a sticky situation, you can go to bensonhoneyfarms.com and get 20% off your first order by using the promo code GBR for some local raw honey farms right here in the state of Nebraska. So yeah, shout out to our sponsors, Benson Honey Farms.
Support local, y'all.
Support local.
Important now more than ever.
Get some honey sticks.
It sounds like we've got some fun projects in the making with Benson Honey Farms.
Some beekeeper suits maybe maybe foreshadowing.
Bees.
Yeah, but honestly, quarterbacks, Danny Kalen surprised me quite a bit. He started off very cold, but he kind of got in his rhythm. Dylan Raiola, gosh, some of the throws he was making is just like, that's different. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And then Heinrich, once again, kind of slow to get started. Did some weird throws in the first couple drives, but then he kind of settled in, made it a good throw down the sideline to Ja'Cory Barney.
Arguably the best throw of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
I don't think it was a touchdown, but
I don't think it was a touchdown either.
Oh, like
that
technically?
That ball's a half yard
give it
behind.
to him.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
In a spring game, you give it to him. So
I think the best way to like summarize it is like Harburg is improved.
Mm.
Dylan Raiola is what you would imagine Dylan Raiola would be. He lived up to the expectation of what we've been hearing and lived up to the hype of why every school in the country would have taken him.
Sure.
And I think Danny Kalen he's like a true freshman quarterback. Like what I saw out of Danny Kalen is what I would have expected from like just a solid, true freshman recruit that I don't think you would necessarily expect to start. I think Heinrich Harburg and Dylan Raiola were kind of those two. You can definitely tell there's a difference between those two and Danny Kalen.
Yeah.
So
Connor.
I have one note on each quarterback, and they're all pretty short. Raiola looks good, like we said. Looks like everything we expected him to be. There were a couple of throws, and I know this was like a big talking point on Twitter. That
Everywhere.
He looks, like he's maybe putting the ball a little bit too far. And I don't think that's necessarily a Raiola issue. I think it's kind of him in a live game like that. I mean, obviously they're doing live practices, but kind of adjusting to what his receivers can and can't do, maybe pushing that a little bit. The throws into the end zone, Matt Rule had a really good quote on it while he was up in the booth saying that's actually like the perfect spot to put that ball is like 1 yard underneath that crossbar. Because if our guys can't get it, I don't want anyone else getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So that really wasn't an issue for me. I thought Raiola looked fantastic. Harburg, when he tucks that ball and runs, looks faster and more dominant than he did last season. His throws looked like Mike, we were talking earlier before the show. Harburg's deep ball was never really the issue.
No.
But it looks to have even improved on what it was. Like the short throws were a relatively consistent issue last season. He had a couple of those in that, but he got better throughout the game. And then what impressed me the most for Danny Kalen was in that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, calm under pressure, like move the ball down the field. And I was really excited again, as a true freshman, a guy that we didn't expect to get a ton of playing time. I still think he's going to get his 4 games. I was really impressed with how well he was composed in that 2-minute drill.
So we talk about the quarterback room. We always touched on, is Matt Rule going to go in the portal and get a veteran guy? And I think what you saw on Saturday, can we put that to bed, do you think?
I think so.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I think we can.
I was with you, Mike, on that perspective on him getting a veteran guy. This is part of the drinking the Kool-Aid, right? I feel like I'm leaning towards this is what they got and this is what they're going to roll with. All the quarterbacks that played that day, all 3 of them looked pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but I noticed like competent, poise. Like there were felt like intentional misses. Like, oh, he overthrew the guy. Well, I don't think anyone was open, so I think he overthrew the guy so no one else could get it. It's really weird as Nebraska fans, for the first time in a pretty long time, there's like competent quarterback play going on.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're used to that yet. Like what you saw on Saturday was Power 5 quarterbacking.
Yeah.
And it's been a while.
And that included Heinrich Harburg.
It did.
Yeah. And we even we watched the red-white game again just before the show. And in the fourth quarter, Luke Longville comes in, who is a name that not a lot of people know and certainly aren't talking about. And even he made a couple of really good passes. I mean, that room, I don't necessarily think needs a veteran QB right now.
You know why he made good passes? Because he hails from the great college of Iowa Western Community College.
Jesus.
Oh, do I know someone that went there, Mike?
Yeah, no, he quarterbacked at Iowa Western and was from Sioux City, Iowa. But I learned all that from the spring game.
Fair.
He looked poised. Like, I think the addition of Glenn Thomas is already showing, and it's only been spring.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to see what he can do when he actually has a team to prepare for and more practice time and everything else.
Sure.
Like, I think Glenn Thomas' effect was on full display.
And you see Raiola, right? And we're going to talk about him a lot. You had one side of the spectrum go all in, right? 5 Heismans, playoff coming. And then you had the other side of the spectrum, which was I'm very skeptical. He was playing against scrubs. Look, it's the spring game. There were a lot of guys that did not play. There were some defensive linemen that did not play. There were a lot of guys in the secondary that did not play. Like, he's playing against scrubs. I would rather him play very, very well against scrubs than not play well at all and suck against them, right? Like, that's kind of the alternative here.
Like last year when we put the ball on the ground 7 times.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I think, again, another thing was we saw most of the quarterbacks, if not all of them, like fairly well in tune with the receivers. And I think that was kind of what that was meant to be, is making sure that in-game situations, like, we've got you guys, like, a spring game is a lot more pressure than a practice. You got 60 and a half thousand people watching you. Let's see how you young guys do in front of all of this. And I thought both the receivers and the QBs looked very good.
Before I talk, I thought you had something.
I probably did. I think I was just going to say, like, I think we need to give our annual, yes, this is the spring game. Yes, there were people sitting out, but you actually went exactly in that direction.
There's people out there that are like, we'll see when we play real games. You guys, we know it's the spring game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a glorified scrimmage. We know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think one thing just for me that I'm always looking at in these spring games is, like, how organized does it look?
Yeah.
Does it look like there's an adult, like, running these things? Does it look like Dylan Raiola knows, like, hey, this is what needs to happen at this point? Like, I constantly have been let down in the last 10 years.
I will say, how long are you going to go back
10
here?
years, where it's like there's just so many little mistakes. It's just little things, and it's like things that we see at the spring game. It's things that, like, you can tell. Last year you got 8 turnovers, and it's like,
Guess what happened?
That's exactly what the shit led to in the season.
Here's what I love. Okay, you want to see an offense or a team in general, right? But especially the offense that looks competent. And a lot of people were talking about how a lot of Raiola's throws were simple checkdowns. And I'm like, thank Christ. Because, again, we're just not used to competent quarterback play that doesn't need to force it into a small window if he doesn't have to. You got this guy right here. Have you guys ever heard of a guy named, I might need help, Tim Brady?
Tom
Brady.
Yeah, that guy.
That's what it was.
Check down King.
Check down Brady.
Yeah.
How many anyway,
I think he had like 1 or 2.
just a few, right? Just
No, 7.
Can you even count them on one hand? I mean,
No.
Anyway,
No.
confident quarterback play. That's what you saw. And again, not anointing Heisman's or anything like that. But the other thing that stands out is when you have a guy who just is a Power 5 quarterback, he's able to get the ball to different people. And you're like, oh, yeah, that could be a playmaker. Because he actually has the ball in his hand. And the quarterback put it in a spot where he could actually do something with it.
Yeah.
You saw that on Saturday. It opened up a whole gamut of weapons. Like, oh my God. Like, Ja'Cory Barney stood out.
Yeah.
Listen, we can take a deep dive into the wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. I guess we can do that now.
One thing really quick on quarterbacks. One thing that I want to point out that to me shows a lot of confidence, specifically from the freshman QBs, like Heinrich Harburg is not new to this, was the pace of play seemed to be pretty fast. And that can lead to a lot of errors because you're moving so quickly. And I don't think Kalen or Raiola really stumbled at all with that kind of pace of play.
Watching the game, did you ever feel a sense of disorganization?
Yeah.
Like they have no idea what they're doing.
Well, that
did you? I mean, you said yeah.
No.
Oh,
I'm saying,
okay.
Oh, you're agreeing.
It even shows when
my narrative.
When your head coach has the trust in his staff to go up to the booth during the spring game and not stay on the field
for a whole quarter.
For an entire quarter, he was up in the booth with the Big Ten crew.
Yeah.
So
now I will say in the broadcast, he was kind of like ripping his staff. He's like, "Why are we letting guys hit down low? Why are we like?"
Oh yeah, because they were moving down that right sideline. Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, you hit down low, they're gonna fall forward for a first down. We gotta be confident, hit up high, and bump them back."
Red zone tackling.
Yeah.
But it goes back to trust. Like the staff, they are all aligned. They all say the same thing. They all talk the same way. He has enough trust in the staff for Garrett or whoever was calling the plays to be down there doing it, and he could go up in the box. Back to the checkdowns. When you have a quarterback that can just do the simple things, it's like an extension of your run game because those second and longs turn into third and shorts. And how often were we last year and in the last 10 years, we'll say we're in third and long.
Yeah.
And like that is so key to go on second down and be able to check the ball down, get 5 yards and make it third and manageable.
Dude, watching Raiola play, again, I know it just seems like we're just freaking
drooling over here,
just slobbing the knob. I know. Okay. I'm fully aware, but Jesus, when you watch him play quarterback and there's a guy running in the flat, there's a screen pass. He flicks it out there and it looks so effortless. He gets it out there so fast and
in the right spot.
Just
thank God
for the most, there was a throw that, even he said in his presser, the throw that resulted in his interception. It was not a well-placed ball. Okay. We're slobbing his knob, but we're saying that interception was his fault.
Yeah.
Because he threw behind his receiver and just was not good ball placement. He told you that in his own presser. But those simple passes, you get the ball in your playmakers' hands, you give them ample time to do what they do. That's what you saw. That's what you saw. Okay, your eyes did not deceive you. What you saw was a true freshman look pretty damn good, guys.
Look like an adult.
Regardless of competition, fine, make that argument. But he is a true freshman after all. Okay, it's not like this is a guy who has hundreds of snaps in experience and he's a junior and he's coming back after a solid year. This is a true freshman that has never taken a snap at the college level. And he looked very, very good. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. And yeah, you could say we're sipping the Kool-Aid, whatever. For the first time, we are a little bit.
That 2-point conversion throw.
Yeah. I genuinely,
it was sick.
I don't believe this is sipping the Kool-Aid because it would be something if we were saying this before the spring game and just suggesting that this might happen. He did it.
He lived up to the hype.
We are talking about what happened. I don't think there's really any speculation here. Nobody's speculated on what the season's going to look like, what he's going to do down the stretch. We're simply talking about what he's done. Yeah. I don't even think this is Kool-Aid here.
Yeah. Well, good and bad on this podcast, we've always said it comes down to the evidence. It always comes down to the facts. And you look at that stat line, and you're like,
22.
You know what? Hey, I feel like right now, I don't feel like I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I feel like I just watched something that was really good.
I saw something, and I'm telling you what I saw.
Yes.
That is all. That's all.
Eye test. He passed the eye test. That's for damn sure.
Listen, man, eye test. Absolutely. And, people are going to say Mahomes. A lot of Mahomes.
I don't want to hear that comparison right now.
And,
I don't care.
I kind of do. I like it.
I don't mind it because if that's his favorite player and that's what he wants to emulate, he did a good job at it on Saturday.
If you're a quarterback and you could emulate Patrick Mahomes, wouldn't you? I think that's a pretty, and we brought up Tom Brady earlier.
Yeah.
I mean,
like literally the two best that have ever played the game.
It helps that he works with Mahomes QB coach.
We got to relax, don't we?
Yeah, relax a little bit.
Just relax. Okay.
Let's go to comments in the chat really quick.
What do we got?
We've got some good engagement in here. Let's see. Redcast Rob did ask you, Connor, what was your favorite beer from WeldWorks?
Oh, it was the Pow Pow Pills.
Pow Pow Pills, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pills.
You'd be surprised. He brought me 2 separate Pilsners. They're both fantastic.
Oh, wow.
He knows what you like, man.
Wow.
Redcast Rob, he knows you.
Yeah. Nate did say those end zone throws were the same throws Raiola was making in the Polynesian Bowl. They're a spot throw it up the receiver and go get it. Coach has to know if they have a wide receiver that'll catch it. I think we do. That could be I think Banks is a guy that didn't really get a lot of PT in that.
He did not get a catch.
And Nayer, that's another big body guy though. And then of course Malachi Coleman. I think those 3. Well, go get your ball.
Go get it.
Jalen Lloyd got up for one too in the third quarter, didn't he?
Yeah, kind of for one of those like first down catches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean the guy's a freak athlete. But.
Yeah.
And I'm really, because I think we're trying to get away from quarterbacks a little bit. I think we've said enough. But I do just want to say, if we are going to have any criticism, the thing with Raiola is, like, he's been so good his whole life, right? That he might not have like the best habits right now in terms of like his whole life he's been able to use his talent to just overcome everything, right? He could probably throw off his back foot and it's fine because he can get the ball there. I think that's something that we need to watch out for. Again, true freshman, going to make mistakes. He's going to have these habits that he's had his whole life where maybe the fundamentals aren't exactly polished 100%, but with time can hopefully, instead of throwing off your back foot, you step into a throw. Like, I think that's what the interception that he had. If he would have just stepped forward and put the ball ahead of the receiver, just those little fundamental things.
But if it hits you in the hands, you should catch the fucking ball.
Yeah, you should.
I hear you. I hear you.
But I will say this, is that a good quarterback is not always stepping into throws, and it's not always.
You're right.
98% of the time, it's just about the decision that you made.
And you got to improvise a little bit. Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know if it was Heinrich or if it was Danny Kalen, but they had thrown a really bad, like, duck 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
Well, who was that?
It was Harburg.
That
It
was
was like
Harburg.
almost straight up.
Yeah.
So how many times did
mile high there.
How many times did that result in an interception that cost you the game last year?
Dude,
Too many.
A lot.
When I was watching the game again today, I was just like, oh, what the hell is that? Like, that is just inappropriate.
the other thing about the overthrows in the end zone, right? How many times have you seen that ball being underthrown
Yes.
and picked off in the end zone, and the guy, the defender, who's not on Nebraska's team, just takes a little kneel, and the other team has the ball because you just turned the fucking ball over. Overthrow the dude if he's not open. Okay.
Our guy, I don't know, guy.
Competent quarterback play is what you saw, and people are skeptical right now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. He's good.
We didn't see Jeff Sims do that last year.
We say Dylan. It's all about decisions.
Yeah. He throw hot fire.
Ryan said Marlon Lucky had a huge year catching check downs. It'll make the second level of the defense more cognizant of the flat routes and allow routes to pop for 15 plus.
Hey, look, the balance between the screens, the flat routes, and the deep balls on Saturday was very good.
Again, it's just a balanced offense run by a quarterback that is able to make those simple check down throws, get the ball out fast, and have a guy do something with it.
I do think we were passing more than we probably will in an actual game.
He even called it the shootout, right?
Yes.
He even said himself,
He
I
said
want to
it's
see
me a
guys,
shootout.
I want to see guys throw.
Yes.
I want to see guys catch.
Yes. So I do think our running game did look solid, and we could probably transition to running backs. Dante Dowdle. That dude.
Okay. Didn't get talked about at all before Saturday.
No, even Matt Rule said in the press conference, he's like, he hadn't shown us that burst yet. And then next thing you know, you see him running down the sidelines, maybe favoring a hamstring or something, but running down the sidelines and scoring touchdowns.
I think that was just his burst.
Yeah.
It just looks like he's
too fast. Slow down.
like the video game with the guy playing the video game. Oh, he's carrying the team on his back. And he's got the
Greg Jennings.
Hey, look,
The best receiver in the league. I got this.
I will just say his playing time was limited, Emmett Johnson. But listen, I think he is running back one. I don't know if that's a hot take here. He was running back one for a lot of the year last year, largely out of necessity. But you watch him run, dude is always falling forward. He runs hard. I think he's your running back one. Gabe Irvin, I don't think so.
We'll see.
Ramir Johnson is not your running back one. Okay.
No, he's going to be that
situational.
third down back guy that could pass. His pass blocking is fantastic. Talk about no block, no rock. Like,
indeed.
Yeah.
That dude is the definition.
Yeah.
So is Bonner, but we're going to get into that later.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, that is
So
that's
my
face.
boy.
That's the face.
I think Emmett Johnson's running back one. I thought he looked really good. Dante Deldo, double touchdown. Dante Deldo. He did have 2 touchdowns. I just think EJ is your number one guy right now.
I wrote only one note about running backs. Not that the others didn't deserve them, but the one note I wrote was about Emmett Johnson. He looked shifty, and he was not scared to make first contact. I'm not making a direct comparison here.
Yeah, you're right about the contact.
Yeah.
Right, dude.
He was not scared.
He put was that Buford out of the game?
Yeah.
Like, Buford was on the pitch count anyways.
Yeah.
But the first run that he had, he
Straight through him.
went through him.
Yeah.
He got his bell rung, and he was he had his shoulder pads off the rest of the game. I'm
So-
just saying.
I am not saying expect a one-to-one comparison here, but it reminded me of Le'Veon Bell. Watching him, like, he was
The
patient.
patience?
He was
Okay.
patient,
There you
waiting
go.
for those holes, and then when he got him, he exploded. And I loved seeing that. So for me, Emmett Johnson as RB1 is a no-brainer.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
Do you think Dowdle, Irvin? I don't think we agree about Ramir. I think Ramir is the situational third down guy. He's not your starter.
What's my favorite saying, Jared?
Best ability is availability.
So
and he says it exactly like that too.
If I close my eyes, I'm pretty sure I hear Mike Delaware.
Yes, it is.
If your best ability is availability, then Emmett Johnson's your running back. Now,
sometimes it's probably that simple, right? I mean,
if it's that simple, then yes. But if Gabe shows what this staff is wanting him to show, because he's proved it two different staffs.
Mm-hmm.
He shows this thing that you are the bell cow. You are running back number one. If Gabe stays healthy, we will see. But if I was a betting man, and if your availability is your best ability, then Emmett's your running back one, and Dowdell is your short down back, and Ramir, if he stays healthy, would be your third down back.
Listen, I'm going to send it right back to decisions. Give me the running back that doesn't just blindly run into the back of your tackle or the back of your guard or the back of your center and just stand there.
Yeah.
Give me somebody that bounces out. And we saw Dowdell do that.
Yeah.
We saw him do that. So give me somebody that can make the smart decision like, hey, that shit's blocked up. It ain't there. Let's try something else.
Yeah.
Give me that guy. I don't know who it is, but just give me him.
Hey, don't do a front flip on your opponent's one on a 4th and 1.
Yeah, that's not
remember
good.
that. You guys remember that little front flip?
Oh yeah,
wasn't even touched. He jumped his hand. He literally did a front flip.
That's
like
probably
flipped.
That's our worst tank we ever had, by the way. What Herschel walk on? That's our worst tank we ever had.
Holy shit! Bringing back memories. There.
Yeah, no, that guy did not do any of those things.
No.
He couldn't even be a short yardage back. I mean, you're that big and you still try to do stupid shit. Just run.
You're huge.
Oh my god.
He had a nice run versus Northwestern.
Yeah, remember that one run that he had?
Yeah.
That was it.
Listen,
highlight.
That's more runs than we've had.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, and we do more podcasts than he does.
Indeed.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Suck it, idiot.
Dork. Nerd. Anything else about the running backs? I will just say, like, there are a couple times where Raiola would drop it off to Dowdle, and dude got tackled pretty easily, like for like no gain or 2 yards.
He's not a receiving threat.
Yeah.
I mean, he caught a couple swing passes and did stuff, but
hey, that's where Ramir comes in.
Yeah,
and
I
he
think
does
that's
his thing.
Ramir's job. Right.
Mazuka.
Yeah, I was about to say, if
didn't
you
get
want
a ton of attention, but ran like a tank. I mean,
he looked like he belonged.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was a guy that you didn't see or hear a lot about. I think he got a good amount of snaps for where he's at. I think he definitely belongs here.
I don't know if he'll be there once all these guys come back, though. That's
that's a good point. But yeah, I thought he was good.
We'll see with the transfer portal heating up, and obviously Chief already in there. We'll see what this running back room looks like. Like we're throwing these names out there, but all these guys meet with Coach Rule at the end of the week.
Yeah,
and that's where they're going to kind of figure out where they stand.
Because are we still long on scholarships?
Oh yeah. But all those numbers are made up and make believe, because what you'll do is you'll just give them a walk on. Hey, Gabe, you're going to walk on this year, all right? And we're going to give you this much money in NIL. Oh, darn.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
The numbers don't matter. They're make believe.
It's never an issue.
Yes,
especially in this day and age where you have money and you can actually give money to players. I don't know if you guys do this. Wide receivers and tight ends. Let me just rattle off these names, okay? Nair.
Yep.
Bonner.
Yep.
Borkacher
played well.
Fedoni.
Dog.
Yep.
Barney.
Dog.
Yep.
Those are the names that
you left one off.
Okay, go. Well, I mean, look, Lloyd.
No, you left one off.
It's Jamal Banks.
Keelan Smith.
Hey,
that dude.
He had some nice little grabs.
That dude,
that's for sure.
He's
got some
tight end room is in good shape. Let me put it that way.
He's got some of his dad in him. Some of that dog.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, it's 2 snaps in a spring game, but
I mean, it was more than 2. But
2 catches. I think.
No, he had more than that.
Did he?
Yes.
I just remember 2 that were really good.
He was a baller.
Yeah.
No, I like that. He kind of showed flashes. I hope that's not just spring game flashes, but like, if you look at that tight end room, kind of crowded, but it makes me feel good about it, like a legacy guy that gets to sit a year behind two guys with a lot of experience with Fedoni and Borkature, and you got a third guy,
and that's not even bringing up Lindenmeyer,
Flint, that he caught a ball too. Like the chatting room is deep,
and that was one of those positions where I was like, because even Fedoni,
he looked.
Listen, hot take. I think Thomas Fedoni is at least a second team All Big Ten tight end this year.
Mackey.
Stop. That's too high. Too hot of a take. I think Thomas Fedoni, at least a second team All Big Ten. At least.
I mean, he's a giant.
Yeah.
Matt Rule's talking about him a lot in the post game. He's a freak. He's all in. He's a Cornhusker.
260, runs a 4.5.
Thomas Fedoni got in verbal fights when he was younger on the playground with Hurrdat fans. I like him. And that's a guy that over the course of this podcast, look, we skeptical, right?
Best
abilities, availability.
Last season, I remember at least, I know I said it and somebody else said it too. We were talking about how he ran like the goddamn Tin Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
We said that.
Dude, listen. Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah. He does not look like the Tin Man right now.
He doesn't, man.
He looks like the Terminator.
On that touchdown that probably shouldn't have happened, which is whatever. He looked fast. And then the defender who freaking hit him in the freaking knees.
Yeah, that's what we need in the spring game.
Bro, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't look at the roster. Number 32.
I don't know who that is, but
what?
Get the packing.
I get it. You're in the heat of battle, right? There's adrenaline. You don't dive at Thomas Fedoni's goddamn knees.
Not in a practice.
Holy shit.
Come on.
Listen, Dylan Raiola is going to need him.
Yeah.
And look, not only does Fedoni need him, I think he needs Fedoni, right? It's a symbiotic relationship where with a quarterback like Raiola, who's going to have these quick releases, these checkdowns or whatever, tight end is going to be as important as ever. Don't dive at his freaking knees. He's had 2 ACLs. Yeah. What are you doing? I'm sorry.
I saw that live too, and I was
bro, I cringed. Okay. Just watching the replay, I'm like, oh my God, he's coming in like
at the side. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you make of Matt Rule's comments about there are a lot of programs trying to get Fedoni in the portal? Do you guys make anything of that? Is that just kind of a statement of Matt Rule trying to reassure Fedoni that, we want you here?
No, I don't think he has to do that. I think Fedoni is like one of the guys that's just like all in. Like, do you want to talk about culture?
He's obnoxious.
He's like the face of culture.
He's obnoxiously in.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
if that's possible.
I mean, even like his press conference, I don't know if you saw the press conference after Fedoni's like talking about how he was getting picked on, being in Council Bluffs, getting picked on by the stupid Iowans talking shit. So no, I get it. Like he's got like an extra chip on his shoulder. So, the Council Bluffs, what that place.
I know. I was trying to not make eye contact.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Matt Rule is we all like him. He is everything that he's done up to this point. He's an excellent steward of the program. Dude is more Nebraskan than the other guy. Everything he's done up to this point, besides the 5-7, year one, is very, very encouraging. But I think sometimes he's got the gift of gab.
Yeah.
He can talk very well. And I think sometimes he says things that, how do I put this? That might not be 100% true. And this Fedoni thing, I'm sure that there have been teams. I'm sure. Because coming out of high school, the dude was literally
Alabama, Penn State, Iowa.
The best.
Everything.
He was Carter Nelson.
Yeah.
But I also think Matt Rule has the tendency to maybe just over-exaggerate a little bit.
Embellish a little.
Yeah. Like the whole Brock Purdy thing. Like when he said he wanted to draft Brock Purdy. But And look, I think he was embellishing. Who am I to question? But I don't know. That's just the little side tangent of mine.
I think when he gets into talking about these other teams reaching out to his players and coming to them with these text messages about, this is how much they're offering me and whatnot. I think it's him communicating to his players through the media. I think it's him just saying like, hey, like we want you here. And I think he used Demetrius Bell as a good example. He tried. He was like, hey, these teams are going to come after you. They're going to poach you. They're going to offer you all this, and that. But at the end of the day, if you're sitting here on the freaking with a torn ACL, who's going to be there for you? We are.
Yeah.
We stuck with you. And
we stuck with you.
Yeah, and the other thing about Fedoni too is, like, let's just say he didn't grow up as a hardcore Husker fan, right? It would have been so easy for him to just be like, okay, my career up to this point has sucked. I've gotten injured. I hate playing on turf. I want to leave. I just want a fresh start. It would have been so easy for him to do that.
Could've.
2 ACLs.
Yeah.
Maybe another team out there, even if they're not in the Big Ten or whatever. Like, let me just get a fresh start somewhere new. Everything up to this point has not worked out for me. Change of scenery, etc. But he's stuck through, and I think Matt Rule is a guy who greatly appreciates that, and he's trying to just tell everyone, hey, stick with us because we're going to pay you. And we are loyal to you as long as, like, you're good, right? Like, stick with us for these 3-4 years of your career. Don't leave. Let us develop you.
See what happens.
See what Fedoni has gone through? And he looks to be a very good target for Raiola this year. If you stick through with us too and don't leave, this could be you. And hopefully Fedoni really pops to really emphasize that point even more. That'd be really, really advantageous for him. For Rule and Fedoni and Nebraska.
For all of us.
For
really.
us.
Yeah, for everyone.
Sitting here.
For us.
Post game.
Yeah.
Dude, Isaiah Nair.
That dude, he has a gear.
When he gets running,
Yeah.
like it's gliding.
You know who he reminds
lengthy.
me of? Quincy Anunwa. He kind of, and he's wearing the same number, so that kind of like clicks in my brain. But like the way he runs, the big body, but he's kind of like sneaky fast. That was kind of how Quincy was.
Right? He looks kind of slow, but it's like, oh shit, he's already at the 20.
Like when
He's at the 10. Oh,
against like Georgia when he caught the 99-yard touchdown or whatever. It's like he just go. He just kept getting faster and faster.
He just go.
He just go. He make fast people look not that fast. Like that, That's how he was. I was surprised. He was surprised. He took that little screen play and ran up the field with it. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing about screens too, guys, like no block, no rock. The perimeter blocking looked really good.
It did look good.
Damn good.
And that helped Janiron Bonner pop too.
Gosh, get him. We need to get him on this podcast because that dude is the face. Rule says he still believes he's running with the wide receivers, everything else.
Yeah.
And he still believes in the NFL he'd be a great fullback.
And he said it.
He's going to die on that hill.
He's a good NFL fullback, but I play him at wide receiver and I play him at tight end.
I'll play him at
and at quarterback.
Everything. Like he'll play him all over the place.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I would hope that Matt Rule is not forcing, just trying to figure out, like, how do we get a fullback out there? Like, don't force it if you don't need it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's saying, like, he's going to be a great fullback or he could be a great fullback in the NFL. But right now, we need you a wide receiver because you're going to be a good wide receiver.
I think he's a weapon, though. I think if you have Janiron Bonner out there, say you're trying to run fast-paced offense, you're running no huddle, you can put Bonner at a tight end. You can line him up in the backfield. You can put him at receiver. The dude can play at every single position. It is such a good weapon to have on your offense. So I think that's kind of more where he's at, is just like the utility of a Bonner is just something that you need. And then like special teams, the guy could be an elite special teams guy too, because he's got the perfect frame to play really in position, any position on the field. So
I think seeing and saying he would be a good fullback is one thing. And I'm going to provide what I don't believe is, but could be a controversial opinion. Fullbacks are dying. It's a dying breed. They're not utilized as much anymore, especially in college football. I mean, you see a little bit of them in the NFL, but it's kind of a dying breed. So having him as a utility player is infinitely more valuable than just sitting him in that slot and waiting.
Yeah, I mean,
don't force it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't force it if you don't think you're actually going to need it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fullback talk from Matt Rule.
Yeah,
and Satterfield last year. But again, if you don't have a guy, then you're not gonna use it. And yeah, Janiron Bonner is not Mike Allstott. No,
he don't look like him at all.
No, he's not Corey.
Not even a little bit.
He's not.
But he could be a Kyle Juszczyk.
Well, here's the thing. I was gonna say
Juszczyk's also I would say a pretty big name.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying though. But if you look at his frame, look at his speed, like Juszczyk is literally a tight end. He can play tight end. He can play fullback. He can play running back. That's exactly what Matt Rule's doing with Janiron Bonner.
Can't you see Janiron Bonner go in the NFL draft 4th round to the San Francisco 49ers?
No. I couldn't see it because
You say
I don't know.
third
I
round?
can't.
because I haven't seen a Husker get drafted in 5 fucking years or something. Whatever it is.
Okay, I said 4th round. We could go to 6th, whatever. But you get my point.
Yes.
Like, he is the guy that Matt Rule talks a lot about the 49ers and the offense and positionless, blah, blah, blah. That's Bonner.
It could be.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and good on him for just sticking around. I mean,
Yeah.
that dude doesn't know what his position is.
Yeah.
He's been doing tight end, he's been doing fullback, he's been doing wide receiver. Like, he doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's just here for the ride.
Hey, Janiron, you're our Wildcat quarterback. Go.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet he'd do it too.
Yeah.
He's bought in.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
I mean, he was my personal dark horse pick last year. Maybe I was just a year too late. Maybe this is the year where Shanahan and San Fran's looking at him going, I like him.
Hey.
Maybe.
There's not a lot of fullbacks on film. So if you got one, the NFL teams that still use them, they like that. Ravens, the Niners.
Mhm.
I think the Dolphins still run a fullback. I mean, they all run the same offense. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. So, hey.
Jalen Lloyd. Jalen Lloyd's Jalen Lloyd. Right?
That dude, he's
He's a
getting
freak.
better.
Dude,
He's a freak.
Is Garrett Nelson like showing his worth? Or Garrett McGuire. Is he showing his worth now?
Oh, I think so.
Like, is it like a Matt Rule, like flex, I told you so type thing? Because those receivers, they look better than they did last year. Like, Jalen Lloyd can run the entire route tree, not just a go route.
So, Connor, you had said, I think it was last week I don't know, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. You said it's been a while since Nebraska has had a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I think that was
Go
2 weeks
get
ago.
it. Yeah.
I think we do. But my biggest note, it's in all caps on my phone. This wide receiver room, and I wrote it, got that speed.
Did you say dat or
I did
that?
say dat.
Yeah.
I did that intentionally.
Speed. They fast down.
And I understand. Like, everyone's going to say, like we talked about, a lot of those starting secondary guys weren't in there. But I was very impressed with how they ran their routes, and they were just blowing the top off. I mean, some of those balls were overthrown even with how far down the field they were, which frankly to me, now I know you can throw the ball that far.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very impressed with the speed out of that wide receiver room. And I don't think we saw that last season. I think it again speaks to, we've got a lot of dual sport athletes, several of them running track. Garrett McGuire is doing, in my opinion, a fantastic job.
I left this guy's name out, and he had a very good game on Saturday. Alex Bullock.
Yeah, he did.
Listen,
Do you want to talk about Mr. Reliable? Like, that's it.
is he a guy that can greatly benefit from a very good quarterback putting him in positions to be very good? Yeah, I think so. Just like every other wide receiver in the whole world.
He's a safety blanket, though. I mean, seriously, like, if Raiola needs a guy that's going to just go catch the freaking ball.
Could he be a Westie?
Yeah.
I know he's white. I know he's white. I get it. I know I'm making that comparison. That's a very easy
Get
comparison
to the
make.
sticks, catch the ball. I think that's Alex Bullock right there. He's not going to be your yak guy, but he's going to be a guy that's just like, I need 3rd and 4. He's going to get me 4. Like, the rest of the guys, you hope that they get to that point, but I think those guys are going to take the top off. They're going to go get up, get balls. But yeah, no, I think Mr. Reliable. Between that and the tight ends, I think he has something there.
Yeah. Okay. So, couple points. We recognize that the quarterback play greatly enhances everything. But your question was about Garrett McGuire. If he is doing his job, it should allow Dylan Raiola to connect with 13 different wide receivers.
In like one game.
If there is organization in the wide receiver room, you should be able to plug and play the wide receivers that you have on your squad.
Yeah.
And so if Dylan Raiola is out there and he completes passes to 13 different wide receivers playing on 2 different teams, the red and the white, there is something clearly going correctly in the wide receiver room under Garrett McGuire.
Did he
That
do
is
that?
my opinion.
Did he do that?
He did do that.
Oh, wow. So 13 different receivers and how many completions? Was it
16?
16? Wow. So most of our guys can catch the ball and work on because they're not running the same offense on both sides. I mean, same offense, but not running the exact same playbook.
Well, I mean, you've got 13 guys that knew the routes.
Yeah.
You got 13 guys that knew where to be and when to be there. So
I
just think under Matt Rule, the thing we keep talking about is the organization. When we talked about the spring game, did it look good? Was it organized? Yeah, it seemed like that. And then you've got Garrett McGuire out there, and all of his wide receivers are getting completions under Dylan Raiola. Like that's got to be some sort of good sign, right? That's just my opinion on it.
How could you disagree?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I think a good quarterback makes just average guys look great, though. And I think that's what Dylan did with some of the second and third string guys. I think he just
could be
made them look good. Like the him rolling out, scrambling to the right, telling him to just go up the field.
Hey, there's Ian Flint for
boom
20 yards.
Yes, that's just great quarterback play.
I know it's not exactly what you're saying, but if you're telling me what I saw out of those receivers when Dylan was throwing to them, that they were average, just wait till we get good. Like, my God.
I think that Dylan did a lot with no matter who was playing with him.
Right.
Because that's what good quarterbacks do.
And yeah, I'm looking next year, 2 years from now. Dude, if you're a playmaker out there wanting to come to a team with a good quarterback, just saying that's going to entice recruits too.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So, are we going to get into a line? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's my next OL discussion.
Okay.
Okay, you're itch.
I'm just
itch, baby.
Because like all of this doesn't happen without just like clean pockets. And I know that the big, the big starters,
the big uglies.
Yeah, the big two did not play.
That would be Ty.
Yes, and Chief didn't play. He ain't playing no more. So like those guys,
he wasn't gonna play anyway.
Yeah, those guys weren't playing. A lot of the guys were on pitch counts, but like overall, even with the mix and match of the offensive line, the pockets were clean the entire game.
I think I counted 3 instances total that I was like,
could have been a sack.
Yeah.
Well, like the Harburg one where he threw the touchdown pass to Fedoni. Even Rule was like, I'd count that as a sack.
Yeah, I had to get yelled at by the players.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword in the spring game.
Yes.
Because like again, was the offensive line very good, or was there just no pass rush?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Of course. It's just again, we don't really know, because what was the goal? Was the goal to sack the quarterback and to tackle him? I probably not. I don't know. You can't tackle him anyway. So I don't know what was the emphasis for Tony White. I mean, was it to pressure the quarterback, or I don't know.
Play a lot of soft zone, I guess.
They called it the shootout, right? So it's not like Tony White was throwing the kitchen sink at these dudes. Like,
They
got
2 picks.
They did get 2 picks. Yeah. But I'm just saying they weren't throwing fucking engage 8 at them. You know what I mean? Like they weren't
Baltimore Ravens under Rex Ryan just
yeah.
Well,
is that what they did?
Exactly. I think it felt like the lines were really there just battling each other, because there's a couple of times where you can see the D line get a little bit loose and kind of slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were kind of told, like, do your best, like beat the guy across from you,
but don't hurt him.
Yeah, but once you get through that, like, let him make the play.
Jump off sides to get a false start.
Well, see what they can do, but put the pressure down.
Even on that Raiola rollout where he threw it to Ian Flint.
Yeah.
Like I think there was a defender there that kind of like touched him a little bit and then ran away.
Yeah.
Just because, like, don't fucking tackle Dylan Raiola, you idiot. I'm going to cut you if you sack him.
Yeah.
So there was that. So it's just hard to tell exactly, because if you're a D lineman and your head coach is like, hey, you see that quarterback back there? Don't. Hey, whatever it is that you want to do, don't. Okay? Every instinct that you've ever had as a football player, don't.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're in the doghouse.
Yeah.
You're going to be running a lot of stadium steps. If you touch him, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Understand?
Have fun at UTEP.
We've got a couple comments in the chat that kind of relate to this. Kyle said, not trying to sound bad, but the spring game, the quarterbacks don't really get rushed like in an actual game. So yes, Raiola did make good passes, but let's see him make those passes in actual games.
Right.
Yeah.
And then our good friend, Coach Ben, he said, a quick note from his analysis, I think the defensive emphasis was more about being in the right position on the back end as opposed to bringing the heat. We know that they can get pressure when they want to. So, no, I would agree with that. I don't think they blitzed really ever.
I don't even
remember a time they did blitz.
Listen,
they threw in a couple there.
There's a few A gap, like you could tell Tony White was kind of Because again, the offense looked competent and they were kind of driving a little bit. And you could tell like Tony White's like, all right, let's do this A-gap blitz. We can't have this.
Mm-hmm.
But,
listen, Tony, I think Tony White's a pretty prideful man. So I don't think he was just going to let them just keep throwing daggers all over the place. Like,
here's the thing too. Okay. Let's just be realistic about this. Virtually no pass rush, right? I don't think you watch the spring game going, oh shit, they're not going to be able to do anything on the D line.
Yeah.
When last year, that was our biggest worry, and it ended up being your biggest strength. And not only that, you've got the 2 senior guys back. You've got Lenhart. You've got Princewell. You've got Van Poppel. You've got, God, I'm missing people.
What's the James?
James, the guy who had like 3
sacks in 4 games.
He had like 3 offsides in the spring game that didn't get called. So he better watch that. James Williams.
James Williams, that's what it is.
So you're really going to tell me that they don't have a nice little D line there?
Yeah, don't worry about you.
They're going to be okay.
We're in good hands. Jamari Butler, he didn't play at all really, and we're fine. See you later, Chief.
Yeah.
Great success.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at Nebraska's defense finishes the season, like I saw in that spring game, they listed 3 categories, like 8, 10, top 13. It's an incredible defense, and especially focusing on Dylan Raiola, a freshman quarterback, Heinrich Harburg, who is experienced, but, had some rough goes at it last season, not necessarily due to what he did. And then Danny Kaelin, a freshman quarterback. Do you want to throw a defense that's, bare minimum top 15 in these big 3 categories against true freshmen right now? Like, they're going to get those reps. They're going to. Let's let this spring game play out, build a little confidence, build that rapport with these other young receivers, young running backs, all this stuff.
It's a shootout.
Yeah.
I want to see passes. I want to see catches and throws.
The defense,
put on a show.
The defense is not what I was most concerned about in this spring game.
Hey, concerns, yes?
Concerns, the only concern I had.
Mike, go.
The only way to win the spring game is if you get out of the spring game with no injuries, and we had 2, I'd say 1 major, 1
minor.
I mean, it was depth.
One medium issue.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't call it minor.
But I would say the major one is actually the one that had the lighter injury, because what did we say? The Hill and Hill are going to be the starting cornerbacks, and one of those guys got hurt.
Yeah,
I wasn't like Demetrius Bell hasn't played a snap at Nebraska. I wouldn't say that's major. It sucks.
Neither has Bly, but he's experienced and all.
But Bly's experienced and was projected to probably be the starting corner. So to me, I think the only way to win the spring game is to come out healthy. And we lost 2 guys to the turf monster. So that sucks.
But Blythe is already talking about how he expects to be back relatively soon.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know. It says relative.
Is soon like a month? Is soon like missing 6 games? Like, what is soon?
It felt like when Rule was talking about these injuries that he put Demetrius Bell's up here.
Yeah, like season ending.
Bly's down here.
Yes.
But it's like, shit, do you go in the portal and get somebody?
I would.
Like,
walk on.
Do we put Hartzog at corner?
I don't think so.
Kyle,
I don't know. You would have thought that they were going to stone me to death when I said that last week.
I think they want Hartzog to stay at safety. So I think
they probably do.
I think they
I'm
will
sure they do want that.
But in a pinch or in a ACL, shit.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. Listen. What the fuck, man? This is just for Mike, okay? What the fuck?
No. Okay.
What did I do?
What the fuck?
Let me mute me and Connor.
No, feel free. Mike, what the fuck?
What did I do?
Bruh.
What did I do?
Special teams. What are you doing, Mike?
Mike.
What? I'm right again? Thank you.
Well, no, I said biggest concerns, and like that
you don't go
I expected him to be like,
go to
okay.
Alvano.
Well, that okay, it's not a concern because we've already seen that. He can't kick the fucking football.
Okay, but did you not have a little bit of hope that like maybe it got fixed?
I'm broken. I don't have any hope anywhere in my body anymore, guys. This team hasn't shown me hope in 10 years. You think I have hope that I see a guy miss a 30-yard field goal by 40 yards that way? You think I have hope? What hope do I have?
It was windy.
I hope that the wind blows it back.
I actually had to rewind the game. Because it's like, oh, that got blocked, right? Like somebody hit that.
Stop
Somebody
that.
got
He hit it that hard that way.
No, I actually rewind the game.
Hey, he's an Omaha kid. Mike,
I don't care if he's from my neighborhood. The dude missed the field goals all year last
I
year.
don't care if he's my son.
He comes into spring, has a press conference saying about how he's working on this, and that, have all the resources in the world to help him be a good kicker. And then he comes out in the spring game and misses the football version of a bunny. 2 30-yard field goals.
Yeah, training with Stevie Wonder. My God.
He goes 1 for 3. He gets the one at the end.
Yeah, from the left hash.
Yeah.
He missed both from the right hash miserably.
So which hash should we kick from now on? What
You know what? I don't think you get to choose in a football game, buddy. You don't get to choose.
It depends.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But you usually don't.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Most times maybe shit.
Most of the times.
One thing I live and die on, the right hash is deadly for right-footed kickers. It's deadly.
It's not deadly if you know how to kick the fucking ball. We're talking
but
30
he
yards,
doesn't,
not
Mike.
60.
He doesn't.
If it was from 60, he probably would have made it. The dude cannot make the most elementary kick.
It just sucks because, damn it. Well, first of all, here's one of my main takeaways from the spring game.
We're going for it on 4th down every time because that's what I got.
Along the same,
if it's 4th and 3 or less, we might as well.
Every time.
Along the same vein, Dylan Raiola better lead a lot of touchdown drives because shit. I mean, God, coming in, he gets the Alvano 30, okay? Until Mike, we're not saying the name, we're saying 30 because he is number 30, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so 30. He
Yeah,
comes in, he has a excellent high school career, right? Winning the state championship in Memorial Stadium, no less, with some clutch kicks.
50-yarders.
You figure like, damn, like this dude's going to be really, really good.
It's the same fucking stadium.
It's the same. And
It's the same one.
and
He's never kicked in Nebraska, right?
it's just
Oh.
like he comes in, right? And he struggles. True freshman.
Yeah, okay, great.
Fine.
Yeah, true
fine.
freshman.
True freshman mistakes.
Brain worms.
And look, you see him kick on Saturday, and it's like, shit, I don't think he's got it. Portal? No.
Yes.
Damn it, no.
Okay,
no.
look,
no.
Is there
Listen,
something wrong with us?
30's the guy.
That sucks. I hope that guy from New Jersey that's coming in, that guy that we signed, I hope he knows how to kick footballs because we're going to need him.
Hopefully we're sitting here right now being just assholes, and we don't know what we're talking about.
Sure. I
hope.
I pray, but
Shit.
I will say, and it sucks, our shooting percentage is actually really good at that, about knowing when somebody's not going to be good. We're usually pretty good at that.
Hey, we are. I mean, you and Jared are pretty high on that.
Dude,
Connor and I are pretty hopeful most of the time.
We don't usually miss, and I hate that. I hate
You don't
that
usually
about us.
miss?
I hate being.
You don't usually
I hate
miss?
that we're always right.
You're not 30. You don't usually miss.
I was saying, I know a guy who misses a
and
lot.
look, I was the guy who said 30 is a true freshman. Like
Yeah,
we're chalking this
and
up
I said
to
the other
first
thing.
year. I know you did, Mike. I was just gonna say that, and I was gonna say, fuck you for probably being right.
I don't want to be right. I wanted to make every kick this coming season.
Hey, listen here. How much is an NIL deal for a good kicker? How much does Mike have to donate in his season tickets to get a good kicker in here? $50,000? Mike,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Fucking money bags.
Mike, honestly, you're being kind of selfish.
You're kind of being selfish.
It's my fault that the local prodigy golden child can't kick football.
Hey,
It's my
look,
bad.
and more shitting on the special teams.
The kickoff coverage.
No, Bushi, like
Bushini still can't
listen,
punt,
so,
and all those things that
how old
were
is
bad.
Wait, hold on.
The dude has a wife and kids.
Hold on. He had a one punt of 46 yards?
I thought it was shorter than that.
I think
could be
it was
wrong.
shorter than that.
It was,
But hey, I could be
35,
wrong.
I think.
Yeah,
35?
yeah.
Oh, does that kind of maybe change?
Doesn't that,
Well,
doesn't
look,
that like hurt your tummy?
well, here's the
That
thing.
hurts my tummy.
He's an older fella, right? What's that whole saying? You can't teach it.
$100.
Old dogs.
Oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like Bushini is Bushini.
Yes.
You just hope that there's more Iowa game in him than the others because he outpunted Torrey Taylor that day.
Speaking of
it's 'cause we
special
had to
teams.
punt more.
Speaking of special teams.
Damn.
Somebody had to say in the chat, and I think it's a great segue for one of our awesome sponsors. he's probably right more than the quarterback situation being the sticky situation. Derek Assman says special teams was the Benson Honey Farms sticky situation of the spring game.
I would
absolutely.
agree. I would agree.
Yes. Shout out to our friends Benson Honey Farms. Make sure you go use that promo code GBR for 20% off. Yes, special teams. I don't know if sticky is the word. I mean, that is just that's gonna suck.
It's just gross.
I had 2 notes on special teams. One was Buschini, nothing changed, and then Alvano, God damn it. Those were my entire notes on special teams.
Nothing changed.
I don't know.
I don't want to get crazy with it.
It's just a spring game, guys. It's just a spring game.
Yeah,
it's just a spring game.
It's just. I think Ed Foley is an excellent human being. He's very affable. He's very, personable. Very nice. He's a funny guy. I think. If you're going to have a special teams coordinator, he's got to be a dude that is able to recruit his ass off, I think. And I'm not saying he can't recruit, but it's just, and you're not getting results. So you're on top of not getting results. I just don't think he's like a great recruiter.
Yeah.
And look, he travels around the state, and I want to give him props for that. He looks like a grinder and acts like he gives a shit. But we got to see results.
Yeah. It was only a spring game.
I know, but this also goes back to last year.
I get it.
Kicking field goals in the spring game now is not any different than kicking field goals in the fall.
Hey, you got people in the
How
stands.
many more reps do you need?
And you're at home. There's nobody there that wants to rip your head off.
That's part of the problem, though, man. I will always, like with freaking was it Barrett? Won Big Ten Kicker of the Year during COVID?
No, that's Bleak.
Who was that?
Bleak
Road.
Yeah.
Big Ten Kicker of the Year.
And I said the ones that he missed were the more important than the ones that he made.
Usually right about kickers for some fucking reason.
I hate it.
You might as well be the coach. I just, you're at home. I think that's part of the problem, man. That's part of the problem.
I think,
and you're kicking a 60-yard field goal is easier than kicking a 25-yard field goal.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
You kicking the 60, you're not expected to make it. For a 25, you better effing make it. Or why are you here? If you miss the 60, it's like,
it was far.
We probably shouldn't have kicked that.
Yeah, we should have gone for it.
Because it's really far. But if you miss a 25,
it's like we need you there.
We are replacing you if you miss this.
Yeah.
There's way more pressure. Anyway.
I think the only way to get a spring game crowd, like as a kicker, to like want to tear your head off is if you were like to miss 2 of 3 chip shots.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Tristan,
hypothetically.
We need you, Tristan.
Please.
I need you.
Figure it out. Can we get one of those?
Hashtag FIO. Figure it out.
Yeah. Chasing 3.
Chasing 3.
The one guy that can get us 3 points.
He's still chasing.
He's chasing.
He's chasing.
Do you think Dylan can kick? I bet he can. He can do everything good.
Janirin Bonner.
We love Dylan.
Janirin.
Give it to Bonner.
I bet Bonner could kick too.
Bonner.
We touched on special teams. Anything else you guys want to get into?
No, I think there's a long off season where we can just reiterate all the stuff we just talked about today.
Red-white shootout overreaction commenced. We overreacted.
We did.
We said 5 Heismans for Dylan. He's going to win the Heisman during his red shirt year. He'll never redshirt, but still.
Redshirt.
Okay.
God.
What do you think? We're good?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
How long did that go, by the way?
We're 1 hour and 8. I mean,
okay, and we never took a break.
So we're good.
We were just having too much
people.
fun.
I don't know how many viewers we have there. Hopefully, we had solid views.
Hey, we've got 141 in here. Just to remind you,
hey y'all,
go to our YouTube channel. It's at NBNRPodcast. Give us a subscription.
Do we have any comments that we could? Are people giving us shit about the special teams or like panicking?
No, not really. I think people are in all. I think they agree with us here. Coach BA said, in the words of high school football players, special teams, special plays, special players. Derek said $100 for a kicker. I think we need to pony up a little bit more.
Thank you, brother.
$100 a piece, or
Derek also said, is it too much to ask for another version of Alex Henry? Yeah,
yes,
I feel like we're just like we're not asking the right way. I guess
$50,000, Mike. Make it happen.
Yeah. I think comparing anybody to Henry is just not fair.
We have a new viewer from Ryan Feltes.
What's
He
up?
said, new viewer, like what I hear. Shout out Ryan. We do this every Monday. We
Every
are here,
Monday.
same time, same place. Make
Same
sure you go
terrible
follow
opinions.
us.
Ryan.
Give us a subscription on YouTube.
Ryan, we have a YouTube.
We have Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok.
Last I checked, we were 8 away from 500. And look, that does not seem like a lot, but we've grown a lot in the last like 2 months.
Yes.
When we've started emphasizing it, we've been putting it on the back burner. We shouldn't have been doing that, but I think we've grown. We've put more attention onto YouTube, and ever since we're growing.
doing okay.
We're getting tats.
We're doing all right.
We're getting tattoos
No,
if we get
we're not.
1,000. Mike is. That's the first time Mike said no. for
We're
real.
not. Well, I just don't think we're gonna get to 1,000 because the 137 people that are in here aren't subscribing on YouTube.
I think this is the same guy that said we wouldn't get 10K on TikTok, and we just let that under the rug, didn't we?
I think
we never mentioned it.
Mike is issuing a challenge here that when we get to 1,000, he will be the first one to get the tattoo.
Mike,
dude,
he's getting in the chair first.
I'm gonna fucking cry like a little bitch if I have to get a tattoo.
Yeah,
Mike
hey, we'll
knows.
take videos. Don't worry.
No, we don't make.
You'll be able to find him on our YouTube.
Mike knows kickers, but when it comes to subscription numbers, well,
I mean, I guess I know so far.
Yeah.
all right. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, NBNR podcast.
Oh, JZBZZ likes this. Hey, Jay, make sure you follow us.
What's up, brother?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, if you like this,
It's like our
make
sponsor.
Connor shave his mustache at
just-
750 subscribers. That's from Ass Man. I'm in on that. I like that.
No, I'm
Hey,
not
shout out
offering
Ryan.
that.
He gave us a subscription. Look at that.
Let's go.
And Redcast Rob is loyal as always. He says, I subscribe to all of them. I actually subscribe to YouTube with 2 different accounts. What a nice guy.
What a dog.
Make more burners.
Yeah, we need more
More.
burner accounts from Redcast Rob. But we do love you, Rob.
Redcast Rob,
Redcast
Redcast
Bob.
Roberto, Redcast Robert.
Kool-Aid Lover 46.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid Lover 47.
Love it.
All right.
Anything to get Mike that tad, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the same handle to make it easy for y'all. At NBNR Podcast, live discontinued. I'm sure we said fuck or something.
Yeah, we probably did.
We are there. Give us a follow. Give us a 5-star review on Spotify and all of these things that you can leave reviews on. Merch, hat,
I'm wearing one.
hat.
This hat's sick.
Bro,
I do
This
like
is the
Kyle's
one right
hat.
here.
Mike's got the polo on. Atta boy.
This polo's sick. Adidas.
It is. Hey,
There
go
it is.
buy that, Ryan. Ryan, buy our
Ryan.
stuff. Ryan, just Ryan.
Hey, Rob said he'll get a tattoo too. So look at
There we
that.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Atta baby.
I'm surprised he doesn't have one of the Kool-Aid Man by now.
Yeah.
With just an N. Okay. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
Connor Cadillac.
As always. Beat UTEP?
Sure.
Actually,
Yeah.
no.
It's baseball season, baby.
Beat. They're going to lose a Creighton. They're
If we lose to Creighton again,
Don't even get started. Don't even get started.
can't beat Creighton.
God.
Beat Creighton.
Beat Creighton.
It's Creighton right now. We don't get to talk shit at the moment.
Yeah.
And GBR.